Okay. Hello, I'm Zuzu,
And I'm Anna.
and we're the Antino twins. We're supposed to say that together.
Are we serious?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're the Antino twins. Okay, and we
That's
decided to
okay.
do a twin tag video before I move to Madrid. I'm leaving for Madrid for 8 months this Friday. Yup. So,
Sad for me.
Yeah, Anna's really sad about that.
I'm not smiling because I'm no. No,
Rude.
I'm actually sad though.
Anyway,
Go over that like.
we found a website that has 80 questions, 80 plus questions, twin tag questions, goddamn.
There's gonna be a lot. Of parts to cut
Dang,
out.
that's fine. And we selected a good amount of them because a lot of them are grammatically incorrect, including the first question, which really pissed us off because we're both grammar Nazis. But let's get started. First question. Who is the youngest among you?
Me.
So first of all, Anna, how many minutes apart are we?
3 minutes.
Yes,
Let's
that's
do
right. Anna was the bigger baby, and she literally shoved me out.
Excuse you. I almost had a C-section because you kept me
Oh my
locked up
god!
in there.
But you didn't. Yeah, we just found out like a week ago that Anna almost got
Yeah,
like
I could have
the umbilical
died.
cord thing.
Yeah, no, not that. That I was gonna come out feet first instead of head first, and it was because of you. But
Yeah,
it makes sense because babies, twins in a belly are going to be flipped around.
Yeah, like one
So-
has the head by the feet and the other has the head by the feet. So
It's
you're
the
literally
it's the only way that it works. Yeah.
like together
gotta
for 9
burrow.
months.
Can you
And
can
still-
you imagine that?
Like your
really
ass
weird,
in my
actually.
face.
No.
She's younger by 3 minutes. Yeah, 3 minutes. Our mom was in labor for 15 minutes. We're the youngest of 4 kids, so it was like bam bam. Anyway,
Third and fourth's the charm.
next question. Are you identical? That's a good question because we recently found out that being identical does not necessarily mean you look exactly the same. Identical means, biologically speaking, you come from one egg. Fraternal means you come from 2 separate eggs. So, what are we?
We're fraternal.
Yes.
We're actually fraternal,
Yeah.
so to speak.
We're the most identical fraternal twins you'll ever meet.
But I think there's a lot of times though that like it's like it comes and goes in phases. One moment will look completely the same. Like completely the same. Like I look at high school photos now and I'm like, what the fuck? Because we actually were like walking mirror images. Like we had really long brown hair, we didn't wear makeup. We were like basically like same personality at that time, and then once we got to university it kind of was like pew.
Even baby pictures, sometimes I'll look at them and it'll take me a good while to like figure out who's who in the photo. The only way we could really tell was because like I used to have like this birthmark on my cheek.
Yeah. What happened to that?
It disappeared.
Yay!
Thank God. Tell the favorite food of your sibling.
I don't think Zuja has a real favorite food.
But I really like.
She's so picky that legit every single day she'll be like, I don't like pickles. I mean,
I
that
love
was such a
pickles.
that was a really bad example.
Oh.
That's what I don't like.
Yeah, you don't like pickles.
You love pickles, so I guess I'll
I
say
don't
your
like
favorite food.
burgers.
Well, right now your favorite food consists of coffee with soy milk,
Sorry.
like me. And also, you basically eat salmon every day.
I do
like super
I
expensive
actually,
salmon.
I
Like,
was eating it today and I was kind of like, I think I'm getting sick of this.
Oh.
A food that I always like is avocado.
that's true. I was going
Avocado.
to say that.
I'm gonna get a phone case with avocado. It looks like Vincent Van Gogh's Starry Night, and then it just has bam bam avocados in it, and I'm like,
Bam, bam.
yes. And I want avocado PJs, please, for our birthday. Please, like as a surprise, send me avocado slippers. Like, what if it was the shape of an avocado, and where the seed goes, you put your foot.
Oh, that kind
I
of works
should
because
make
your
that a
skin,
thing.
when you're tan, you're actually gonna look like the pit.
I should make that.
Dude,
a
you would have such a
thing.
good business.
Holy crap! All right, avocado
Genius,
slippers.
yeah.
Good thing this is on camera now. Anyway,
And then what's my favorite food?
Okay, Anna likes.
I like a lot of food.
Yeah, but like,
I like
some, like your
everything.
go-to is like pizza. Like,
That's not my go-to. Okay, like I love pizza, but I don't go out of my way to buy pizza. Like,
yeah, but you're always like pizza.
when there is pizza, I'll be like, oh my god.
The New York pizza. We had pepperoni rolls. Do yourself a solid. Go. It's by 8th Street, close to
try it.
Times Square, and it's called Pizza Express. You can get a slice of cheese pizza for $1. We had the buffalo chicken BBQ.
I had
and
buffalo
then,
chicken. You had barbecue chicken. The buffalo chicken. They
that's right.
They
That's
put
a bit spicy.
They actually put buffalo sauce on top because the buffalo chicken pizza that I'm used to or we're used to, it's like the buffalo sauce is inside the pizza.
Yeah, they put
And this
on
one
top.
they put
And
on top.
They're not stingy about it either. Like they're like
No, yeah.
delicious. So your favorite food? Oh, I also really like carrot cake and cheesecake.
I think you're answering mine for me.
Name a common friend of yours. Mary. We love you.
Yeah, I love
She's
you,
our
boo.
best fucking friend.
The best.
We met
best
her
friend.
in university in our first year when we went to Poland.
She couldn't tell us apart for 3 months.
Oh yeah, that's the longest.
She used, you know what? She used that one really typical twin differentiation trick that like most people use, where like you wait until someone calls their names.
Yep.
And sees who reacts first. That's really smart though.
It's smart, but twins no. Which movie do you both like? Ooh. Okay, my new favorite right now. We just saw this a few nights ago.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Yes. With Johnny Depp. It was
trippy
super
as hell.
trippy.
I now know my Halloween
loved
costume
it.
for this year.
eBay.
Yeah.
We found
It's
it
on eBay. Yeah, the entire
and
thing,
they have, like,
including
the
the fly
fly
swatter.
Yeah.
It
But the
wasn't
two,
scary, but it
the
was
two
funny.
that I would always recommend
They're very
are
mean.
Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates. I love that movie. I've probably seen it a good 5 times. And then The To-Do List with Aubrey Plaza. A lot of people don't know that movie. It is hilarious. Do you have the same personalities?
We used to have the same personality.
Well, that was back when we didn't know who
Back
we
in
were.
the day. Back in high school, when we were just because we were the kind of kids in high school that did all the sports, a bunch of clubs, we were in National Honor Society, we were in college courses, and we really worked our asses off.
Basically, we were nerds.
We are pretty different personalities, so if you can't already tell by hair wise, so whenever we talk about our personalities and how we're different and stuff, so I like to say that Zuzu's the rave hippie, because it's rave person on the top,
Yep.
and then hippie on the bottom. She's usually wearing, you can't see here, but she's usually wearing elephant pants and stuff.
I'm not wearing pants. No, I'm just kidding. I am.
And then me, I'm more into kind of stuff that's I guess you could say fashion trends or what's in. I normally just wear black. She's more extroverted. So she's bright colors, wears rave tops, and then the hippie clothes on the bottom and wears sandals and stuff like this. And then I'm more you would call it an extrovert introvert. So someone who is good at socializing, is not awkward in public and stuff like this. But I realize that when Zuzu's not home, we don't have that balance where we balance each other out, because she legit, when we're home, our parents will come home and then she's talking with them for hours, and then I go off into a room and I do my own thing, read a book or something. And then as soon as she leaves the house, then there's no one to do the socializing anymore, and then I realize it falls on me, and that's when I realize I'm oh my gosh, I'm actually part introvert.
We split off this past year. I moved to Vietnam and I was teaching English for 6 months, and then eventually Anna moved over to Sydney, and then we had a 6-month reunion and I visited her in Sydney. When we first split off though, it made me really realize, I was holy shit, I need to talk with someone, I need to live with someone. So luckily now that I'm moving to Madrid, I already knew about that for a while, but I'm gonna be living in a community of people. There's gonna be about between 20 to 30 of us. Basically it's kind of I'm the more extroverted one, she's a little more introverted, but we're still both extroverts. We love festivals. That is our thing.
Since I was a kid, when people came over to our house and it was family friends,
oh my god, we used to run away. Tell one thing that makes you annoyed about each other. Anna is not a morning person.
Most days I wake up, so to speak, on the wrong side of the bed.
One thing you hate that I do.
Not hate, something
that makes you annoyed.
That makes you annoyed. So Zuzu likes to. She likes to kind of do this a lot. She's a liar, basically.
I don't lie.
You're.
Oh my god, I just lied.
Basically, a lot of times, the most recent thing that happened, and I knew right as because she had borrowed, I have a folding fan from the Techno Festival, Awakenings Festival, that we went to back in July, and it says Awakenings on it. It's really cool and everything. She had the fan, and I was Zuzu, can I have my fan back? And she took this pause, and I was something's up. Something happened. And she was just give me a second. And I was shit, I know something's up right now. And then she gave it to me, and I didn't notice until way later. She did a pretty good job. I noticed halfway through the day, and I was oh, that makes sense. Because she, it was the very edge of the fan. If you looked closely, there was a crack filled with super glue. And she Sharpied black.
Yep. And the Sharpie color was not the same as the fan.
Yeah, so
Sharpie is a little bit purpley blue, and I was like,
so I knew, I knew something was up from the get-go.
do you share secrets with each other?
Yes.
Duh, we're like best of friends combined with sisters. So yeah, we talk about that a lot actually, because like a lot of people when they find out we're twins, they're like, oh my god, that's like the best thing ever. I wish I had a twin. And I'm like, girl, yes, always.
Yeah.
Because if you're like us, we're complete best friends. We do everything together other than when we were apart, and then now we're gonna be apart again, but for 8 months.
I'm going out.
I'll go on. But literally when we are apart, it's like we're constantly texting and calling whenever we have the chance to, and it'll be a little bit easier this time around because in Vietnam it was a 12-hour difference from here to Vietnam. Now it's gonna be about a 7-hour difference. We'll be fine because our reunion is gonna be EDC Las Vegas. Yeah, first time going too. So
I think the reunion's gonna be earlier than that. I have plans.
Ooh. Anyway, there are occasions where I find out that
Did you hear that?
one. Yeah, I know. Excuse me. I always find out things from her, and I know when she's holding something back, like a secret or like a story about a guy. I'll always find out, but I won't pry.
No, you don't know all of it though.
I tell you everything. I tell her everything, even the stuff she doesn't want to know.
Yeah, that's true. She doesn't have
And I'll be
filter.
like, sometimes we'll be talking with friends, and I'm very open about like my sexual life with my friends. I don't really care. And then I see Anna turn and walk away, and I'm like,
I think, and this is gonna sound really weird, but just hear me out. It's because you are like we're the same person. So hearing it coming from you makes me. I'm like.
but our sex life is so different.
I know.
It's
But like
so
because we're so
different.
similar, hearing about your sex life makes me like.
Oh my god.
It makes
That's
me feel like I'm in that situation. I don't know.
Sometimes, even if I come up to Anna and I'm like, you know what's a turn on? Man hands. And she'll be like, nope. Who cooks well among you?
This question.
Yeah, whoever worded these, please redo it. Or I will.
So Zuzu has a thing that she really hates grocery shopping.
I do.
She basically doesn't know how to cook.
Hate it.
So like when we were in university, it was us living with our best friend Mary, and like half the time Mary would make something, and half the time I was making something for dinner and for breakfast, etc. So like when Zuzu first went on her own to Vietnam, it was when she realized that she doesn't like cook.
Dude,
and she like she was on a struggle bus,
for
man.
2 whole weeks, I was eating just hard-boiled eggs and hot dogs.
I didn't know that.
For 2 weeks until I was like, man, this sucks.
Yeah.
I gotta cook.
Eventually, you get tired of hot dogs, like.
But then Anna saw.
hard-boiled eggs.
But I learned how to make like curry and different like I was eating a lot of like meat and stuff and rice, and then when I visited her in Sydney, I was cooking.
Yeah, she made some nice curries because I was doing 2 jobs and I was making up money so that she could live with me for free. So it was good. It was nice.
For that. Do you miss each other while hanging out with friends?
Well, we're together when we hang out with our friends usually.
But I remember when we were going through these questions earlier, Anna made me feel so like loved because you said that you were like when I was gone in Vietnam, she would hang out with her friends and stuff, and these are people that like I don't really know on a personal basis, and that like she would be sitting there and be like, this is be such a heartfelt moment, and I totally destroyed it. Anyway, she said that she would be like hanging out with a friend, and this happened to me in Vietnam too, so I'm not surprised that it was like these kind of situations where like you would like something would pop up and then you'd be like, man, like if Anna was here right now, like in my situation, then we'd both be laughing about this together, or like, oh, this is totally like a moment that I would share with Anna. But that's kind of like those kind of moments where it's like we did have a conversation with some twins about this recently, and it was nice to know that like it's not just us who have this. So if you're a twin, comment below if this happens to you too, where you basically like you have such a close connection with each other that you have the same humor, you notice the same things. Like literally it was like even in university, if the professor would like say something weird, we would look at each other from across the room and then just like no, and be like, you know that I know that you know that was funny, like that kind of connection. Like when people talk about twin telepathy, obviously it's not really like a thing, but that's up in the air at this point. But there are like the connection that you have with this individual, if you're close like us, is so real that it's like to the point where if I walk into a room and Anna's back is facing me, my bad, I can tell and sense how she's feeling, like her emotional level at that point in time, like especially if she's sad or something, because like you become such an empath through that. So you vibe with each other, where it's like if Anna's crying, I start crying. If I start crying, she starts crying. Among you both, who is an asleep lover?
I think that's supposed to
Wow.
be between the two of you who love sleeping more.
This one. She sleeps all day, every day.
Like,
But
so
we're also kind of like health freaks and stuff. Like we work out and everything, so it's like sleep is super important. Yeah. Like even if I'm gonna party the night before, I will still. Well, actually, see my problem is still when it's like coming up, leading up to like a festival or a party, I get so excited that I can't sleep, and I'll sleep.
This is new to
like
me. I didn't know that.
2 or 3 hours. It doesn't happen all the time, but like it's been happening more and more.
One that you're like excited
because I'm like, oh my god.
For me, the only time that actually happens where like I don't get enough sleep and I don't care is like festival season. Yeah. So like on a festival weekend, like we're the kind of people, we go from the very beginning of the day to the very end of the day, and we do not like, we power through that shit. Like we don't like,
you pay for your ticket.
It's not even that. It's just like the environment is like one of my top favorite things on earth.
True.
Like when friends tell us about that, where they're like, we missed this person's set, or like we
missed the whole day,
or we got here like 5 hours late because of this. Like,
yeah. Like I'm just gonna throw this in, but I was at Burning Man this past year. I went without her, so that was a really cool experience.
I didn't get the memo,
but
that's okay.
I sent it to you.
No, it's because I plan to go next year.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so when I went, I pulled 4 all-nighters just because I was like, there was so much going on and so much to take in. And like, personally, if I could not sleep for the rest of my life and stay awake all the time, I would choose that life. Like, for a would you rather, like, I would rather stay awake than sleep. Because there's just so much beautiful stuff going on in this world.
Who would ever choose to stay asleep the rest of their life?
No! Have you ever wished that you weren't twins? No, definitely not.
To other people on the outside, they're gonna see us and they're gonna be like, oh my god, it's double. And like, but when you get to know us, like, we're actually pretty different people.
Yeah.
And we have different passions.
But besides that, it's like you have a rave buddy always.
Yes.
Like, she carries me on her shoulders when we go to raves.
Yee.
We work out together all the time, so
Yeah.
you can always support each other for that. You have emotional support and backup always.
Emotional support.
You have someone to cuddle with. And you don't have a boy for that.
Well,
although Anna's not the best cuddler.
I hug. I don't.
I hug. Learn to cuddle and massage.
Well,
she's horrible at massages.
Yeah.
Legit worst.
The worst massager. Masseuse?
Ever. How, like, what are 3 things in your appearance that can differentiate you from each other? So,
yeah, hair is the most obvious.
The hair.
You can also, like, one funny, clever one. I was gonna say the nose ring.
Yeah, she has hers on the right side. I have mine on the left side. I'm a lefty.
Yeah, so there's
So
that.
you can't really, like, you wouldn't know unless you asked us if we're righties and lefties. And then, what's another one? She's got bigger boobs. Have you ever sent your twin on your date? I haven't done that,
no.
But it would be really interesting to try that out one day.
We were saying that'd be super clever.
It'd be super funny.
It's like a twin prank, you know? Like,
because what if you end up talking to the guy and then you talk to each other and you realize that the guy has more similar interests to the other twin?
That would just be
you could
thoughtful.
be like, let's just try it. Like, I would do that. Like, if I figured out, like, for example, even sometimes now when I, like, meet someone and the guy's, like, talking to me, telling me his interests and stuff, I'm like, that's more Anna. Have you ever lied to your twin?
She does it all the time.
Yes. Like, have you ever been jealous of your twin?
Like, today, for, like, things that I do get jealous of, like, so because Zuzu has, like, shuffling, like, she's very good at it and passionate in it, like, she gets noticed a lot. So it's also something that sometimes, like, people come up to me, I've told her, like, people come up to me when we work out at the gym because she shuffles in between workouts, and they've come up to me and been like, yo, hey, and I'm like, oh, someone's here to talk to me, how nice, and then they're like, your sister's so cool, and I'm like, Like, it's awesome. It's
yeah, but
great.
the thing is, like, she always has the guys coming up to her and talking to her at the gym. So I could say I'm jealous of that because I'm like, why won't anyone talk to me?
To be fair, I used to work at that gym, so that's the reason. Like, most of the dudes that come up to me to talk to me are guys who recognize me.
Yeah, but I mean,
So
like,
it's not like someone out of the blue is just like, hello, beautiful being. Like,
beautiful being, human,
look, a girl.
you with the face. I don't know if this is like something that all guys think, but apparently, according to like one of my European guy friends, I come off as a little like too eccentric, which I don't give a shit because this is how I am, and I'm gonna fully accept that and love myself. But it might scare off the dudes sometimes, and I was like, I could see that, but if it's not the right guy,
exactly. I was gonna say, like, if it's a dude, off like, a dude, then it's not someone that you want to like hang out with anyway.
Exactly.
Because whenever like Zuzu does meet someone that like is on her vibe, I watch it. I'm like, it's like unicorns. I'm also pretty weird when you get to know me. Like on the outside, it doesn't show it as much, but like when you get to really know me, I basically am like a really big weirdo as well. And
name a country you both want to visit in the coming vacations.
I mean, it's a place we've already been, so I was gonna say Bali.
Yes!
Yeah! We should do this side. Hey, there we go, yay!
But look at it.
Look how similar.
We were in Bali for 1 week in June. 1 week.
Oh, wait, yeah.
Yeah, we were there for 1 week.
Wow, we did a lot in 1 week.
We fell in love with Bali. We were in an area called Canggu. We went to Canggu instead, and that was awesome. Like, one of my friends, I love the way he described it, because he was like, it's a perfect balance between westernized and the indigenous culture.
Yeah.
So if you want anything Indonesian, like full-on Indonesian, you will find that anywhere you go. And if you want to find like a nice, like kind of more like American joint or like westernized cultured restaurant, you will find that as well.
Yeah.
Highly recommend, if you're gonna be there anytime soon, go to Cafe Vida. We went to that place probably like 6 or 7 times within a few days.
Yeah,
and we went twice in one day too. Like, it's amazing. But what the heck? This is the end of our twin tag video.
Yep.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
Yes. Thanks to listening to our twinniness.
Yeah.
Rambling.
You can like add some questions in the comments below and stuff.
You might be surprised.
Yes.
About the answers.
Anyway, thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time.
Mm-hmm.
Mwah.